through project as usual, proper YouTube style. Right, one hole, that is from underneath. Let's have a look through above. Here we have underneath the bench seating arrangement. You can see the hole. So from below, the plate is essentially, you can see the outline. That will be like that. Diesel heater, which is there, pipes which are there, and those will be fitted into place there. So I can go and assemble the heater and all the heating pipes and pretty much everything. Assemble the whole lot and screw it into place. Just drop it through the hole. That's the idea anyway. Let's see how we get on with that. That's giving me space on the diesel. Pop that one back in for now. Nice little diesel filter. Okay. Oh, that's a point. That's a point. Where do I get the diesel pump's going to be underneath. So I need to get wiring through. Cut it and splice it later. Jobs are good. do prefer this kit to the other one I used in the other van, because it's got a quite a nice length pipe. And before, if you remember, it was a little piece like that was a bit ridiculous, if I'm honest. And there we go. Right, hope this audio is okay. Just have a look at this wire and loom. Dispense with those for a moment. This Chinese tape, it's very old school. Very, it's like old British tape 40 years ago, before we had plastic insulation tape. Right, so what we've got here, that is the positive terminal, negative terminal, so there's the battery. Now the one thing I haven't got in the Caravan, although I have got 12 volts, I do have 12 volts because most of the lighting is 12 volts, and there is actually a 12 volt system installed. There is a power supply, and the power supply issues 12 volts to a control system, which is computer controlled. It controls the lights in this area. All homemade and all something I just knocked up. So the problem is that's only a 7 amp power supply, and this has got a 20 amp fusing, I believe. Get in there. Yep, it will. Yeah, 15 amp fuse. Either way, 15 is still bigger than 7.5. So, and 7.5 amps runs the lights as well, which runs about 4 amps, I think, total. So, that's not going to work. I have got a 30 amp 12 volt switch mode power supply, which I use for other purposes. Now I think I may repurpose that one just temporarily, and I'll get another one which will fit on the lighting control. The lighting control's over that way, and I may as well have one power supply which feeds the lights, all fused to 4 amps, and also feed the diesel heater. There's no point having multiple power supplies. But temporarily, I'm just going to stick the 30 amp in, just to get it working, verify it works, make sure it's all good and well. So I know I haven't got to send it back to those little Chinese fellas. So that's the plan at the moment. I'll get it working, use the 30 amp power supply, and once it's working, once I know it's working, I can order another 30 amp power supply, so I've got my spare. Actually, I can still use the one I've got and then order another one, I suppose. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. Right. So, see what we've got so far. We've got that one, which plugs into the control unit, which is over there still. We've got that one, which plugs into the diesel heater. There's your positive. There's your negative. So there's neg and pos for the power supply. And this one goes to the diesel pump. Now, as you may remember, the diesel pump is on the opposite side of that floor. So I think I'm going to end up cutting that, plugging that in, and then rejoining it back up here, so as the connections are nice and secure and damp free, essentially. out of the way. I'm going to put a cable tie on there as well, just in case, just to be absolutely certain. I don't want touching there. I don't want that coming into contact with the exhaust when it's hot. This is going out to there, that's it. It's a short one, just leave it in line then, can't we? There we have it. We'll put wiring now, that's all installed. So, tied up to get the wiring sorted. To find a way through with the wiring. Need to get to this this diesel pump. Could just drop a small hole through there, to be fair. And beyond that, job's a good one. Temperature measure, jerry can full of fuel, and pipe, a bit curly. And there we have it. Exhaust at the moment is just going straight down. I'm not sure what to do with it yet. Don't really want to strap it up too high. May put a piece of metal across underneath of there with an air gap behind it, and then strap it to it, just so it's horizontal, but or relatively horizontal. Still pointing down, but right now that will do the job. Certainly enough to test it. So here we go with the Tempe power up, test number 1. What we got? Diesel heater. That's being fed through to underneath there, coming out vent on the front. That is going through the floor there, comes out at the fuel pump on the other side. That is a 240 volt power supply. Excuse me, this shoddy camera work. Never make a YouTuber. Okay, so that's a 240 volt power supply, which transforms down to 12 volts. Actually, I think we'll put that onto that bit of carpet there, only for the simple reason that it's got a fan in it, and I think it might get a little bit noisy if I don't. Okay, 12 volts coming out, positive, the positive terminal, negative, negative terminal, and job's a good one. Okay, so I'll connect that just temporarily. This cable here is going to this. Now, it is my intention to have it on the other side over there. So I will put a cable at some point across there, a bit like I've done with the van, extend it. It's just basically just 3 wires there. Those 3 wires just need to be extended down a piece of 3-core mains cable, piece of 0.75 I think I used last time, and it's only got to go 7-8 feet into the cupboard, 6 feet across, about 20 feet if that, and it should be absolutely fine with that. And that will allow me to put that unit on the wall and be able to get to it, and it should all work very pleasantly indeed. There we go, initial power up. That's sucking. That's it, it's doing its funky stuff. That's working. So nip outside and see whether it's sucking that diesel through. Now that ticking you can hear is the diesel pump. Can't see any diesel in the pipe yet, but it may take a few times to get a piece of or some diesel through. I don't want to cut the pipe yet because I don't know what to do with the pipe. Chances are I'm probably going to extend the diesel, put the tank somewhere at the back, away from the van, and actually there's air bubbles in there. I'm not quite sure where he got the air bubbles from, but couldn't possibly have filled that tank. No, definitely hasn't filled that yet. It's definitely not got diesel in yet. But it's definitely moving those air bubbles along, wherever it's got those from. So I might help it out actually. Just bleed it through, because it only runs for so long and then it stops. I have to restart it. But we will see. I'll bring it back later and we'll see how we get on. It's increasing speed now. Okay, I've just restarted it. It hasn't started sucking again yet. It takes a while. It's just sucking air at the moment. See how it goes. And I don't know if you can see the level. Where's my level? There it is. There. And there's a big spider. Nice. Eat him later. So at the moment we've got diesel up to this point here, and it's only about 6 inches to the filter. Past the filter, sucking. Yeah, that's rising. Full disclosure here, I did actually give it a little suck. So it kind of tastes like diesel, which is never good. But you can see each time that sucks, it just pulls it a little bit further. So before you know it, it's going to be into that filter, through the filter, and obviously once it starts to suck liquid, it's going to be a hell of a lot more efficient. Well, that's really starting to rise now as it's taking the air out of the system. That's looking good. Hopefully it manages to get some diesel and realises it's got diesel. This side of it pack it up again. It only sucks for so long and then it stops. If it hasn't got diesel by that point, then it gets all stressy with us and stops. But that is definitely diesel into the filter, and that is starting to take the air bubbles out. You can see. Come on, you can do it. Come on, my lovely. So hopefully we should see bubbles stop and a clean liquid. Oh, it's taking his time filling the filter, but it has got it is starting to get diesel there. Ooh, the bubbles are getting more elongated. Could you ever have any much more fun anywhere else watching bubbles? Oh, it's starting to speed up. It's starting to speed up. It speeds up just before it cuts off. So it may fail this one. If I'm, yeah, I've only just about it's diesel up to there, and it's speeding up again. I think it's going to take effort number 3. Go on, old love, you can do it. No, it's speeding up. Ah! So near yet so far. Oh, it's got up to there. I can see it. Look at that. See the level. Right, so we turn it off and back on again. The next carnation of this should have heat. Fantastic! Ah, right. Here we are. That's filled. That's all dieselled up. Now if we can get, yeah, see that bit of air moving through that one now. And as soon as that finished there bit, that is going to be fired up. Fired up. Can't beat it. I'm getting really excited, I don't know why. Perhaps it's the first time I've ever had central heating in the caravan. -12 one year it was, inside the caravan. Which when you say it quickly, it sounds quite cold. But, I'm just going to change that angle because I want you to see that that isn't straight next to the exhaust. Right, it's definitely diesel. Definitely diesel. Last remnants of air in through there. Right, let's just help that slight bit just to get it completely purged. For some reason that's oh, that sounded like heat. It is. Yeah, that's definitely heat. Definitely heat. And we've still got a couple of air bubbles in there, but it's definitely worked its way through, and it's definitely heat. And it's stopped. Next time, attempt number 4 is going to be brilliant. And here we go, that's what it says. Just needs a press. And it says it's doing some stuff. Come on. Come on, you can do it. It is. It's giving heat. It has fired. Okay, the pump. So the pump's running. I've definitely got a bit of residual heat coming out of the pipe. Definitely. Yes, this temperature's going up. Yeah, it's definitely working. Oh, now it's cooking. Yep, that's on. Working beautifully. Oh, temperature rising. Sounds like a good line for the weather girls. That's starting to sound like a Boeing 747, which is brilliant. Oh, listen to all that heat. Tell you what, I'm going to be really excited when it's toasty and warm. Oh, that's going for it. Join me later. I'm going to install a bit of cable so I can get that this device on the wall over there. Catch you in a bit. Just for a bit of completeness, this is what heat sounds like from the outside. Sounds lovely. Right, I've managed to get the cables across. There's the one which will be used as a control cable, and then the other one which is a little bit heavy for the job, if I'm honest. It is 2.5, so it'll handle 15 amps without too much of a problem, so that's good. But that means I need to whip this power supply out. I've disconnected mains, so it is now off. And I'm going to move this to the other end of that piece of cable. This place is currently sitting somewhere squarely in the middle of that Venn diagram that sits between a bomb site and an obstacle course. So I seriously need to sort something out. I'll be glad when I've got all this stuff back in place. It's all cushions and stuff. So there we go. So this is it's only running at 12 volts, so I'm not so much interested in the braid, if I'm honest. But it is a little bit heavy for the job. It's more industrial, but you know what? I'd already got it. So rather than buying something else, I'll use what I've got. Come on. That's it. It's coming slowly and surely. Just need scoring and it'll break, and I'll tape that up. So I'm not going to generally if you're using this for 240 volt work, you would earth the braid. The braid not to be used as an earth, it would be earthed for safety reasons. But as it's only for 12 volts, there's no need to do that. And so this will allow me to move the power supply into the cupboard, and the cupboard is where the current lighting control hides. Grab some tape for that. Just so as to isolate it really. Actually I'll put that bit of board there. That makes it a little bit more pleasant on my posterior. Okay, the tape just to make it less sharp on the fingers. Oh, sorry. There we have it. Now there's also an earth in this cable which is not going to get used again because we're using just a 12 volt system, so just use pos neg. So the earth is redundant. There's our pos and there's our neg. Wrong colours really. Pos and neg should be black and red. And this is actually phase and neutral, but I won't tell anybody if you don't. There we go. There's one and two. Right, so these two here, which are our live neutral, or pos neg should I say. Should be able to clip that one off. Let's clip the fuse out of line, but I will put the fuse on at the other end. That way the fuse will protect the cable as well as the equipment, whereas if I'd have left the fuse where it was, it would protect the cable. So fuse goes at your start. That one goes in there like that. Good joint. That one. They're both 2.5, so good. You can see that's a good joint, even though I've crimped it the wrong way, like a bell end. Better. That's it. Right, and essentially the same now with the controller cable. So that's the mains cable. And this one. Cut that somewhere there. Must admit, I'm beginning to dislike this nasty insulation tape they've decided to use. Probably cheap, but it must be labour intensive putting it on there. Well, I suppose it's cheaper than putting a cable in and jointing it and stuff, but I don't know. No, must be more expensive. It's got to be, surely. Doesn't make sense because obviously they do everything for cheap, but I suppose labour's cheap over there. I suppose cables are expensive. Yeah, that's moderately annoying. Well, these are different colours to the other one in the van. The other one had a black, red, and a blue, I think. Yeah, black, red and blue, sure it was. Now we've got an orange, a green and a grey. The only thing we've got to do here is make sure that whenever we put this cable in here like this, we remember what's colour sequence is the other end. Basically it's just probably a 5 volt pos, 5 volt neg, and a data feed is all they'll be. So we will find out. So what should we go for? Well, green's an obvious one. Green for me, green and yellow. And I'm going to go brown for the orange. The grey will become a blue. And then at the other end it's basically just exactly the same, and couple it straight back in, it should work nicely. Might be a little bit much on there. It might go. Yeah, it's gone. Beautiful. You'd think I'd done it before. One, two, three. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Put a bit of tape around there just to strain relieve them. Not that they need a lot of strain relief, if I'm honest, but I'll find a cable type. And that, as they say, pretty much that. So, and start putting it all back. Start feeling like home again. At the moment it feels like a bomb site. That'll be okay there. We're not going very far. No stress or strain on any of those cables. So happy with that. We'll get that wired into the other side and test it. We'll see how I get on. So here we are in the cupboard. Yes, you've discovered my nut collection. Fantastic. I'll start on those in a bit. And also, the eagle-eyed amongst you might notice the colour change. So brown has become red, black has become blue, or blue has become black, and blue has become green and yellow. And that could be confusing for lesser people. So, but like I said on the video before, we've got these colours going in. So orange is connected to red, grey is connected to black. So that's actually your neg pos, and then the green wire, which is our data, is connected to blue. So that's right. We'll find out later. See where the smoke comes out. As we all know about electronic components, they work on smoke. If you let the smoke out, they don't work anymore. But just bear that in mind. Okay. Controller. That's in place. And it all works beautifully. Logic we've got here so far is that, well, power supply you know about. That's a 7 amp power supply. That's a 4 amp circuit breaker. Again, temporary install at the moment until I've worked out what's going on. But this is part of the development system I'm working on at the moment. It's a Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi is controllable via the internet. So, well, I can log on to it with a web page and this, that and the other and do funky stuff with it. And that is controlling via something called I2C or I2C, whichever one you prefer. Those 3 wires there control the Arduino. Arduino is written in C, and the outputs from there are basically firing the tip 31Cs, yeah. So there's 12 of them there, and those control all the lighting. So basically, you can log onto a web page, or actually, what I tend to do is log onto a putty system. So go putty straight in and control it directly. Run some Python scripts which basically send control through the I2C I2C interface and tell the Arduino what to do. It then just gets on and does it. 6 of those outputs are actually pulse width modulated, so I can control the brightness of those as well. It's in development. It hasn't been finished yet, as you can possibly see, but it is work in progress. These switches just give me access, but I thought I'd show you this now because when I turn that off we lose all light. So in typical, this one had got no connections on it, so sorry, no bracketry on it, so I've had to formulate a bracket. Rather than that, that's just a 30 amp power supply. It's a 30 amp version of that one. The only difference is it's got a fan on as well, which might be considered slightly annoying at some point. So, put you back later. So, that's with that one installed, just with the lighting at the moment. You can possibly hear the difference and understand the reason I want to swap it for a fanless one. So that is the diesel heater installed in the caravan. That's a good job done. It's first time I've had heating in 5 years. Minus 12 one year, one November, and that was a little bit cool. We are talking minus 12 inside. Christ knows what it was outside, but it was definitely minus 12 inside. So we coped with electric blankets. So heating in the caravan, fantastic. I'm looking forward to that. If there's anything else you want to see, by all means leave a note in the comments. Just, you know where it is. Did mention the lighting control system. That's not complete. It is work in progress. But if you want to look at that in more detail, then just drop me a comment and we'll go through that. I've still got the details. It has been 5 months since I've touched it. I hit a stumbling block I haven't managed to fix yet. That's not because it's not fixable. It's because I haven't managed to get around to fixing it. And that will allow me to log on through the web page and have full control of it via web page. And that's the stumbling block. It's that little bit in between. It's a shell execute command which is causing me a problem on that one. But say if you want me to go through that, that's absolutely fine. Anything else? You know where it is. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching.